Hi, this is Francis from Easel. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between grouping and combining in Easel. They function very similarly, but have a couple of key differences that we're just going to cover right here. So in this design, I have two objects. I've got this circle in the middle and this triangle around it. And if I grab one and move it, it just moves. It doesn't grab the one in the center. Similarly, if I grab this one in the center and move it, they don't move together. And if I want to move them together, I can drag and select both of them and move them like that, or I can group them. And to do that, I would select both objects, click on Edit, and Group. And now when I select one object, the other object is selected as well. A couple of key things to know is when an object is grouped, if you change the depth, it's going to change the depth for both objects. So if you have two objects that are of different depths and you want to change their depth separately, you'll need to select them, ungroup them, reselect the one you want to change, and adjust the depth. And anything that you group can be ungrouped. So if you group something, you can select it and ungroup it or regroup it at any time. This is really great if you're trying to kind of keep certain components of your carve together while you're designing other things and you want to be able to move them around without needing to worry about them being separated or your dimensions being thrown off. And then combining is a little different because essentially what combining does is it takes two objects and turns them into one object. And so if I select these two things and click on Edit and Combine, you can see that the white circle disappeared and it's now just an empty space. And essentially now it's one object that has one depth, and we've combined it so that they're now, instead of just being two separate objects, they're now one object that creates an entirely new shape. And it's a lot harder to uncombine. You can, if you haven't unloaded out of the project and you've just undone or you've just combined something, you can click on Edit and Undo Combine, and that will undo the combine. But if I combine it and then reload my page, I can now not undo that, and I cannot uncombine. So when you combine something, if you reload the page or redo the design or set it by, it's going to be a permanent change. So if you need to redo it or change it, you're going to have to remake those components and then recombine them again. And then we'll add our group here. If I create a grouping in Easel, do a really quick one here. If I create a grouping, that's grouped. It'll stay grouped until I ungroup it. But if I gotta let it finish saving, if I reload the page, select my two objects and click on Edit and Ungroup, I can ungroup them at any time. So those are the kind of key differences between grouping and combining. Combining again makes a complete new shape, whereas grouping keeps separate shapes but allows them to stay together. That's just a little bit more about that feature. Have a wonderful day.
To learn more, head over to easel.com.